Today we will be doing Lesson 29, Session 1. We're going to start by reading the problem, then we're going to look for our clue words when we read it again, and then we're going to begin to illustrate to show our problem when we read it the third time. Juliana has 15 pennies. Nico has 23 pennies. How many pennies in all? Okay, so think about those clue words and what I'm going to underline or circle as I read it again. Juliana has 15 pennies. Nico has 23 pennies. How many pennies in all? Okay, so our clue word, we have in all. That tells us, in all always tells us that we're going to be adding. And then 23 is how many Nico has, and 15 is how many Juliana has. Okay, so when I go to do my problem, I'm going to show a J for Juliana and an N for Nico. So Juliana has 15 pennies. In the number 15, you have 1 10 and 5 ones. In Nico, he has 23 pennies. In the number 23, you have 2 10s and 3 ones. Okay, so then what you're going to be doing is you're going to add your 10s first and then add your 1s. So I have 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s. And how many 1s do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 10s and 8 1s. Just like if you were going to add like this. 1 10 plus 2 10s. 1 plus 2 is 3. 5 1s plus 3 1s. 5 plus 3 is 8. You always could go and count them also. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. You would still get to 38. They have 38 pennies in all. Okay, going to the other side, we're going to begin to learn how to use a hundreds chart to help you add two-digit numbers. So it's really important that you understand your 10s and your 1s. Okay, so 22 children play on the hill. 38 children play in the field. How many children are playing? Okay, let me read that again. Think about your clue words. 22 children play on the hill. 38 children play in the field. How many children are playing? So both groups are playing. They want to know how many are playing in all. I know it doesn't say in all, but that tells us that we're going to be adding. So we're going to be adding 22 plus 38. Okay, so to start on our hundreds chart, we're going to start with 22. So I'm going to ask you to circle the number 22. Now we're adding 38 to it. When you look at the number 38, it has 3 10s and 8 1s. Quite a few lessons back, we learned how to count on the hundreds chart with 10s and 1s. When you're counting by 10s on the hundreds chart, you move down, and when you're counting by 1s, you move across. So if I start at 22 and I'm adding 38, I'm first starting to add my 10s. I'm going to add 3 10s to it. So I'm going to start at 22 and I'm going to go down 3 spaces, because when you go down 3, you're counting your 3 10s. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I got to 52. So now I need to add 8 1s. So now you're going to go across 8, because when you move across on a hundreds chart, you're counting by 1s. So then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And where you land is your answer. So 22 plus 38 is 60. So when you go down here, 22 plus 38 equals 60. 60 children are playing. So using the hundreds chart is another strategy that you can use to add your two-digit numbers. You just have to break up your second digit into the tens and ones, and you move down for the tens and then across for the ones. All right, let's go to the next page. So number 1 says, think about what you know about tens. Fill in each box. Use words, numbers, and pictures. Show as many ideas as you can. So in the middle, we have the word tens. So using words, what does the word tens mean? So tens, we could put it in a few different ways. Is like 10 ones equals 110. Tens is the same as 10 ones. So there's different ways that we could do that. I think the best way to explain it is to say 10 ones equals 110. Okay, now we're going to show that using a picture. So I'm going to show 10 ones. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that equals that. So if you have this in your hand and your friend has this in their hand, you have the same amount. Even though it might seem like your friend has more, you have the same amount. Theirs is just broken into smaller pieces. Another way to show that using numbers is I'm going to write the number 45. How many tens are in the number 45? I hope you said 4. That's the tens. That's very, very important to know. 45 has 4 tens. And then the last way to show this is to just draw your tens. And then you can draw some ones. I'm going to draw an arrow like this. And I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to write 5 tens. So those are different ways to show what tens means. Okay, let's look at number 2. Celia and Jamal made drawings to show 32. Which drawing is right? Explain. Okay, so here's Celia. She has 2 tens. They want to see who showed 32. If she only has 2 tens, does that mean she's wrong right away? No, it does not, because look at all these ones she has here. You definitely want to make sure you count those to make sure, because she also could have extra ones here. So let's see. So we're at 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Celia has 32. What Celia did is she did not make this a 10. She put 10 ones instead of making it a 10. So it doesn't look like 32 because there's really only 2 tens drawn. Okay, let's look at Jamal. Jamal has 3 tens and 2 ones. In the number 32, there's 3 tens and 2 ones. So yes, that's 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. Jamal has 32. It says, let's go back to the question. Which drawing is right? Well, Celia has 32 and Jamal has 32. So both of them are right. both are right. Now explain the problem between the two, or the difference between the two, is that Celia used more ones and Jamal used more tens. So Celia used more ones. Jamal used more tens. They are both correct. That's the important thing. Just like with our boom problems, always make sure you count and double check what they're asking. Okay, let's go to the back side here. This is going to be solving another problem using our hundreds chart. 26 children swim in the pool. 44 children swim in the lake. How many children are swimming? Okay, let's read that again. Listen for the clue words. 26 children swim in the pool. 44 children swim in the lake. How many children are swimming? Okay, so we know that there's 26. We know that there's 44. They're both groups are swimming, and they want to know how many children are swimming. So if both groups are swimming and they want to know how many, that means we're going to be adding those together. Okay, so on the hundreds chart, we're going to start at 26. And when I look at 44, I know that I have 4 tens and 4 ones. So when I start at 26, I first am going to count by tens. So I need to go down 4 spots. Because when you go down, you're counting by tens. And I'm going down 4 because 44 has 4 tens. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not the answer. I still now have to count my ones. 44 has 4 ones, so I'm going to go over 4 spots, because when you move across, you're counting by ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Your answer would be 70. So 26 plus 44 equals 70. 70 children are swimming. All right, that is the end of the lesson. It might be helpful if you use those hundreds charts and you come up with maybe some of your own problems to practice using the hundreds chart to help you add those double-digit additions.